How we doing, folks? Your host Moose here, back for another episode of the Pittsburgh Penguins franchise mode. Midway through season 1 here, the Penguins currently sitting at 25-11-3, just 2 games away from the midway mark. First in their Metropolitan Division, and we're getting set to play the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden. But there is a move that I want to make before we continue on through January. I want to try and test something up. I want to see how we can do, because I noticed there is one move I can make to give us a bit more chemistry on the first line. So let's try and make that, and we'll take a look here. So if we go to our lines, what we're currently sitting at right now, which has been a very good first line, I'm not having a problem with it at all, is Gensel, who's got 42 points, Crosby, who's got 43, and Kasperi Kapanen, who has 23 points. However, if we swap Kasperi Kapanen with Jared McCann, we get a +3 on that first line. I don't mind that one bit. McCann fits a little bit better on our first line than Kasperi Kapanen, who actually fits very well on our third line, which is a bit interesting. Brian Rust also, if we move up to the first line, fits well, but I think he's just been playing decently with Malkin and Zucker, although Rust could maybe use a bit of a boost as well. 7 goals, 15 assists, but McCann has really struggled in that third line role. He's more of a scoring forward, 4 goals, 9 assists. I want to try him out with Gensel and with Sidney Crosby. We're going to put him on the left wing where he prefers, and we're just going to see how that goes. We're not going to put him up on the top power play or anything like that. We're not going to make the moves there. We're just going to make the move on the first line and see how that suits these two guys. We're also going to move Tanev to left wing. Kapanen can play the right wing, so they're on their correct wings. Jankowski's still in the middle, and we'll see how that shakes things out. And we are going to play this game against the Rangers to get things started off. Not going to have as many highlights more than likely as usual, because I'll probably play 2 games in this episode and then, maybe quick sim 1 or 2 as well. The goal is, if we take a look at the calendar before we get into this game, we want to get to the trade deadline in this episode so we can see if there's any moves we can make before our next episode would take us to the playoffs. So we're in January right now. We need to get to February 24th. So we got almost 2 months that we're going to get through. I'm expecting we'll probably play the Rangers game here. I'm thinking of a quick sim against Anaheim, then maybe another quick sim against Ottawa, and then in February here, play the Edmonton game, and then maybe throw one more quick sim in against the Flyers here before we get to the trade deadline. So that's more likely what I'm thinking, but we'll play it by ear depending on how these games are looking. But without further ado, let's get into our matchup with the New York Rangers.
It's a hockey night in Pittsburgh.
And so thank you to Mike Lang for that introduction as we welcome you to Madison Square Garden as your Pittsburgh Penguins are set to take on the New York Rangers. Tristan Jarry in goal for the Penguins, 21 wins on the season already, taking on Igor Shesterkin, a battle of a couple of young netminders with very high pedigrees. And a great showdown here in the Metropolitan Division. Sidney Crosby to take the face-off against Philip Hedl. And we are underway here at MSG, the Mecca in New York City. Crosby looks to the point, tries to find Chris Letang, works it down low to Crosby. Letang back at the point, finds Dumoulin, ricochets off a player. Gensel eventually finds it, and Shesterkin forced into a great glove save on the Penguins sniper over in the center of the ice. Tanev now comes to the slot. Jankowski backdoor trying to find a man open, and the Penguins unable to put that one in the back of the net. Rangers come the other way. It's Strome coming forward across the middle of the ice, and Jarry forced into a great save. Goes from left to right across the goal mouth and keeps that one out. Kasperi Kapanen coming down the left wing here. Bust to the front of the net, and it's a good save by Shesterkin. Penguins stay with the puck, though. It's Brandon Tanev over to Kapanen. He turns and fires, swivels on a dime, but puts it right into the belly pad of Igor Shesterkin, who makes the save here. Brian Rust coming the other way with the puck into the Rangers zone. Dipsy doodles around a defender. Great backhand. Evgeny Malkin, the man to put it in the back of the net, and you can scratch my back with a hacksaw. We are off and running here in New York City, ready to dance like it's a Broadway show. Evgeny Malkin finds the back of the net there. It was a great individual effort from Brian Rust, turned the defender inside out, and Malkin, Johnny on the spot to deposit the rebound into the back of the net after the save by Shesterkin. Beautiful move by Brian Rust, showing off those wheels And the Penguins take a 1-0 lead, but Rangers with the puck in the slot now. Jari pokes it away. Puck goes to the point, and it's a great stop by Jari there. Rebound in front. Another really great save by Jari in front. He is standing tall and withstanding this Rangers charge like a brick wall, but great chance now for DiGiuseppe, and he's going to score on the second chance opportunity. The Rangers find the leveler, and DiGiuseppe with a great bit of determination. Jari did a fantastic job making the first stop as the Rangers man was left all alone in front. John Marino unable to clean up the trash, and the Rangers poke home a second chance opportunity to level the scoreline here. Great turnover. It's the Penguins coming the other way. Evgeny Malkin, lovely dipsy doodle, backdoor, and Brian Rust misses a clear-cut opportunity to retake the lead for the Penguins. Fantastic individual effort from Malkin, and he tried to return the favor to Rust, who did the same earlier in the period, but it's a great stop, or a missed opportunity, and the Rangers make the Penguins pay. Fantastic bit of puck work in the zone. The Penguins unable to clear their lines, and Capo Caco poked home the power play marker for the New York Rangers as they take a 2-1 advantage. And Lady Liberty stands in. The fans are certainly excited for their sophomore player to put that one in the back of the net. Great save by Jari here to keep the Penguins down just 2-1 as we're into the third period. John Marino coming the other way, dances through a defender. He's all alone. What an individual effort from John Marino, and he has beat the netminder Shesterkin like a Renin mule. What a finish for John Marino. He goes end to end. He was going coast to coast like Forrest Gump on a cross-country run. An individual effort from Marino that is not to be overlooked. What a play. He ends up kind of losing the puck as he danced through a couple of Rangers defenders, comes in alone, and scores the tire as the Penguins knotted up at 2, but the Rangers quickly answer. Lovely dipsy doodle started by Zabinajad, and Kravtsov, the man to finish it with a one-timer right from the slot, goes top shelf where mama hides the cookies on Penguins netminder Tristan Jari. Fantastic play there. It looked like the shot was going to come from the right wing or left wing circle. Instead, it was passed off to Kravtsov wide open. Marino ends up screening his netminder, and John Marino giveth, John Marino taketh away as he screens Jari, and the Rangers take a 3-2 lead. But ensuing faceoff now, it's the Penguins with the puck. Chris Letang dancing at his own blue line, finds Crosby, and Sidney Crosby has found the back of the net. You can slap me, silly Sidney, as he shoots and scores, and the Penguins waste no time in answering the New York Rangers' 22nd goal on the season for the Penguins captain, and it is an absolute dandy. What a finish there. Shesterkin doesn't know whether to cry or wind his watch. A fantastic finish from Sidney Crosby. Letang with the headman pass. Crosby turns and zips into the zone and fires that one past the Rangers netminder, and we're back level 3-3. Penguins trying to poke the puck away. Now the Rangers with it in front. Jari pokes it away. It's picked up in the corner by Panarin. Goes back out to the point. Rangers stay with the puck, and eventually it's going to find its way to Panarin right in front of goal. Capo Caco, the man to slide it across the top of the crease, and Artemi Panarin cashes in, the bread man, getting that bread, finding the back of the net on Jari. Again, you hate to single him out in this game because he's been so solid for the Penguins all year, but John Marino leaving Panarin wide open in front, and the Rangers take a 4-3 lead. Penguins pull the goalie now. It's Jake Gensel with the puck. Goes back to Dumoulin at the point. Over to Letang. Penguins looking to clear a lane to try and score. Good save by Shesterkin. Huge hit there as the Penguins retake the puck. Goes in front. Malkin can't deposit it on net on the back door, and the Rangers just trying to kill the remaining 20 seconds. Penguins pressuring them heavily. Keep it in the zone. It was McCann. Now it's Letang with the puck. Kasperi Kapanen stays with it. Gensel trying to pressure the puck. Jared McCann around with it. Malkin, but the Rangers have it, and they're going to try and run down the clock. 5 seconds to play, and that's going to be all she wrote. The New York Rangers defeat your Pittsburgh Penguins by a final score of 4-3, and the Penguins weren't without opportunities here. It was actually, despite the 4-3 loss, a great performance from Penguins netminder Tristan Jari. The Penguins outshot 49-35 in this game, and unfortunately, they weren't able to come out with the victory. Couple of really beautiful individual efforts for goals. John Marino with a great goal. Malkin scoring off a great Brian Rust individual effort. And, of course, Sidney Crosby with a laser beam of a wrist shot for the Penguins, 3 goals. Crosby led the Penguins in shots. Marino 4 shots, but just a tough effort for him defensively. Left his netminder out to dry a few times, and still a very impressive performance from Penguins goaltender Tristan Jarry. 45 stops on 49 shots in the losing effort. Capo Caco led the way for the Rangers, 2 points in this one, and so a great sign that the sophomore is coming out of his freshman slump for New York. So a great game regardless, and a New York Rangers 4-3 win. All right, and so we fall to the Rangers, unfortunately, 4-3. Tough game. I mean, we just gave up so many chances. The penalty killing didn't help us, and it was a real struggle. So we're going to do a bit of a long sim now. I'm going to sim all the way up to February 1st. We're going to sim to the Ottawa game and just see how things go for us with McCann on the top line. So we're going to have a game against Winnipeg, who basically has the same record as us, at home. And we have a Wilkes-Barre player hurt, so we'll just do a head coach replaces. We lose in a shootout, but at least we get a point. And then Letang with a strained hamstring. He's going to be out a little bit, so we're just going to throw Ruedel in the lineup, and we'll get right back to the sim. All right, so Chicago, and Bo Bennett's back. I think he's in the lineups already, so we're just going to hit continue. We beat Chicago 3-2, which is good to see. P.O. Joseph hurt with a mild concussion. We'll do head coach replaces. Casey Nelson on waivers just declined. Florida at home, we lose 6-3. Letang's back. We'll leave him out, though. We'll let his hamstring heal up till the 13th. So we got at Anaheim next, and at LA, then at San Jose. Kulikov for Tanev would free up some contract space, but I like Tanev a lot. I think he's a really good third liner, so we're going to decline that for right now. At Anaheim, we win in overtime. Brian Rust has got a concussion now. He's going to be out till March 19th. That's huge. That's a second-line player for us who is now out. So we're going to have to go edit the lines here. I'm going to do it, and then I'll show you guys what we're doing to account for Rust's injury. All right, so with Rusty down, we ended up bringing Kapanen back to the first line. He's not a great fit, but he's good enough to still get the +1. McCann's going to drop down to the second line because in 6 games or whatever with Sid and Gensel, he's got 2 assists, and that's it. Lafferty's going to come in. He brings a +1 to the third line. I like his energy. I think he'll fit well with Tanev. I moved Bluger up to the third line because I think he's playing better than Jankowski, so I dropped Jankowski to the fourth line. He's going to play with Aston Reese and Sevior, and then Letang comes back in. Obviously, we did a little mix and matching on the power play. Zucker comes up to the first power play, and a little bit of stuff like that, but nothing too major otherwise. So we'll see how things go without Rust. That may be something we need to look at addressing at the trade deadline now, knowing he's going to be out at least until mid-March. All right, so we get back into it with a 4-1 win over the Kings. And Sevior's hurt with a pulled groin. My goodness, our depth is being tested here. We're going to have to bring up a forward, I guess. So now the question becomes, who do we bring up? Because I don't have any playable forwards who wouldn't have to clear waivers other than maybe Jordy Bellarive that I wouldn't have to risk losing. He's playing on the fourth line right now. He's not really a great fit. So maybe we could call him up. The only other person I could think of is it Bo Bennett time? But I don't want to risk him getting claimed when I have to send him down again. Rodriguez would be a good one to come up as well, but same thing. I don't want him to get claimed. Although it wouldn't be until March because Rust is hurt. I think it's going to be Bo. I'd call up Rodriguez, but he's got the +3 with Poulin, and I don't want to ruin his growth. So I think it's going to be Bo Bennett time. This is what we brought him in for. If he gets claimed in a couple of months when we have to send him back down, so be it. But Bo Bennett, welcome back to the Penguins. And how about this? Bo Bennett is going to get a spot on the second line. He's showing number 9 right now. We're going to have to change that. But Bo Bennett is going to get a chance to play with Evgeny Malkin and Jason Zucker. Once we brought him up, he fits best on the second line. So we'll give him his chance. He hasn't done a ton in the AHL, but he's going to have some great line mates here. I think he can do a lot for us. And what's even bigger, that means McCann goes back to the third line. What's even bigger, though, is if you look at our power play, he gives our power play a +3. We had +1 with Rust on there. I think it was +0 with Zucker. or maybe even +1. But he gives our power play a +3. He helps save our 4-man power play. I mean, this is going to be great. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Bo can do. So let's see how we do when we get back into the sim here. At San Jose, his first game, and we get smoked. 6-2 loss. Almari's back. I got to get him back in to get P.O. Joseph's chemistry back up. And so we go again. At Arizona, at Vegas. Just an entire swing. Poulin's out. Holy smokes, the injury bug is killing us right now. So at Arizona, 5-2 win against Phil. 3-2 loss against Flower and Vegas. Draft class is out. Now we have a little bit of a break. This would be where I assume the All-Star break would be in a real season, but of course we don't have that. And so New Jersey, 5-3 win. Tampa at home, 5-3 win. Sevior is back. So let's continue through. We'll give him a little bit of time to recuperate. We got Ottawa at home, at Toronto. We're 31-15-4. So as ugly as that stretch looked, we did get still a decent number of wins. Win against Anaheim, win against LA. We beat Chicago. We beat the Coyotes. We beat New Jersey. We beat Tampa. Lost to San Jose. Lost to Vegas. And lost to Florida. But, I mean, it really wasn't too bad of a month considering the injury transition we went into. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to super sim, quick sim, the Ottawa game and see how things go. All right, so facing off against our former Stanley Cup winning goaltender, Matt Murray, yet again. First period, 1-0 Penguins. Jake Gensel gets the goal on his former teammate. So let's go second period, 3-1 Penguins. Tristan Jarry gives up a goal to Watson, and then Sidney Crosby scores twice. So great to see Sid get on the score sheet. And look at both those. He scored one from behind the net. How did he manage that one? The classic patented Sidney Crosby bank goal, which is fantastic. So let's go ahead and we'll start the sim of the third period. 4-1. Teddy Bluger gets the goal, and we're running away with this one. Hopefully we can hang on, but it's very, very promising right now. I was hoping to jump in, maybe get to see Murray in action, but we are just putting Ottawa out of their misery by just letting the clock run out on this one. 5-1. Sam Lafferty even gets on the score sheet. Late Ottawa power play. Can they regain a bit of momentum, maybe a little bit of respect? No, it's a 5-1 victory for your Pittsburgh Penguins. Dominating performance. And we'll just see who the 3 stars were. Crosby with 2 goals, Gensel goal and 2 assists, and Jarry with a great performance. That's a big win there. All right, just for the heck of it, we're going to sim this game with Toronto as well, the game the following night. Let's go ahead and sim the first period, and it's 2-2. Bluger gets a goal on Aaron Dell. Jarry's still in the net. I'm surprised they didn't switch the goalies up, but Austin Matthews beats him. Crosby then beats Dell, and then Engvall scores on a power play goal. Second period, 3-2. Jared McCann on the score sheet, so that's good to see because he's been struggling most of this season. Let's go ahead through the third period here, trying to hang on to another lead and get back-to-back victories in our Canadian swing here against the Ontario province teams. Ottawa and Toronto back-to-back. Toronto is just racking up the shots, but Jarry standing tall. Late power play. Can we withstand it? 3-2 Penguins. Time winding down, and we hold on for a 3-2 victory. Jarry, 36 saves on 38 shots. Surely a first-star performance from him, and it is. Bluger, a goal and an assist. Letang, 2 assists, and we get another victory. So how about that? Before we sim up to the Edmonton game, let's go ahead and take a look at how Bo Bennett's looking because Sevier is ready to play, so we'll see if we can get him back into the lineup. All right, and we can see Bo, goal and 3 assists in 6 games. Not fantastic, but not terrible. What I'm going to try, though, is Bennett to the first line, Kapanen back to the third line where he gets a +1 with Bluger and Tanev, and then McCann's going to play on the second line with Malkin and Zucker. We're going to see if we can get McCann going. Bennett with Crosby and Gensel's a +3 because you got 2 snipers alongside the playmaker Crosby. I think this could work fantastically, so we'll see how it goes. And 5 games to play as we sim up to the Edmonton game. We can see we have Carolina at home to start off. And just so many injuries. Angelo's hurt. Lafferty out with a sore knee after that one game. But that just means I can bring Sevier back in. All right, so 2-1 win against Carolina, which is good to see. At Florida for our next game, 4-3 win. Evan Rodriguez, another concussion down there in Wilkes-Barre. Angelo's back, though. At Tampa Bay here on the 9th, 35-15-4, 36-2-1 win again. Letang hurts his back, so he's going to be out for a little while. Ruhwedel going to come back into the lineup for Chris. All right, and what we're going to do till we get back, Matheson is going to play on the first pairing with Marino. Ruhwedel and Dumoulin are going to be the second pair. Ceci and Patterson the third pair. It gets the best +1s rather than just throwing Ruhwedel in the first pair minutes. And all these lefty have been playing fantastically, so I think it'll work out well. So let's see how the sim goes. All right, at Philly here, 5-1 win. We're incredible right now, on an absolute run. Look at that. What's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. We beat Ottawa, 7 to Tampa, 8 to New Jersey. So we're on an 8-game winning streak. We've won every game that we've played coming out of the All-Star break, which will set up a matchup against a struggling Edmonton team. We're still only a single point ahead of the Capitals, which is pretty impressive, but a great season for us right now and a huge matchup versus Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers.
It's a hockey night in Pittsburgh.
So thanks again to Penguins legend Mike Lang. We welcome you to PPG Paints Arena, and the Penguins will show down with the Edmonton Oilers, who will be short their superstar Connor McDavid, held out of this game with a lower body injury. Leon Draisaitl still a man to watch in the Oilers offensive lineup. But Connor McDavid, arguably the #1 player in the NHL, looking to take that crown from Sidney Crosby, who's held it for so long. They won't be able to go head-to-head here. The Penguins, Saturday home game, wearing their bright yellow uniforms, and they get off to an early start. John Marino with a great shot, trying to create a chance, and it's Sidney Crosby. Hey, shoots and scores. A one-timer from the slot. Beautiful puck movement. The Penguins quickly attacking the Oilers, and it is a fantastic goal. 33rd of the season for Crosby, and the Penguins on a red-hot winning streak right now, get off to a red-hot start here in front of the home crowd. What a finish there. Great puck movement. Crosby makes up his home in the slot, and he blasts the puck past Koskinen, and it's an early 1-0 advantage for the Penguins. Beautiful finish from Sid the Kid. Oilers coming the other way now. It's Chiasson with the puck on the left wing boards. He's got the puck. It's out to Russell at the point. Back to Chiasson over across the front of the ice. And an eerily similar goal to Crosby's earlier. The Oilers, with some fantastic puck movement, culminates in a Kyle Turris wrister from the slot that finds the back of the net behind Tristan Jarry. Penguins unable to pick him up. That's Chad Ruhwedel in the lineup due to some injuries to the Penguins' defensive core. Lets Turris get free, and Jarry's unable to be equal to the task. Nice finish there from the former Ottawa Senator, and it's 1-1 here in Pittsburgh. Oilers with the puck again. Here comes Jones coming forward. The puck's pushed away to Jarry. He keeps the play moving. It's up the left wing boards over to Brandon Tanev, trying to come into the Oilers zone. He is dispossessed at center ice. No, he stays with it. Passes it away, but it's turned over. The Oilers come the other way, and it's a goal. Terrible turnover. Brandon Tanev turns back on his own blue line, tried to give it away to his defender John Marino, Cody Ceci, and the Oilers take the puck away and put the puck in the back of the net. And it's 2-1 Edmonton here. The game flipped on its head in the early going. Joakim Nygard, the one to put that one away behind Tristan Jarry on the breakaway. It's 2-1 Edmonton. Face-off here in the Oilers zone early in the second period. Puck goes to Malkin. He takes a hard slap shot, and that's stopped by Koskinen. Oilers trying to turn on the puck. They dump it the other way. The Penguins here on the power play will look to build out from the back in their own zone here. It's Gensel to Crosby. He's at the center red line. Drops it over to Gensel, flies into the zone. Backdoor, and it's a goal, and it's Bo Bennett in his return to Pittsburgh. He's found the back of the net for the second time. Welcome back, Bo, getting the power play time with the first unit, and he rewards them with a beautiful finish over the glove hand of Mikko Koskinen. Bo knows, and Bo finds the back of the net. And I'll tell you what, it is a welcome sight to see him in the black and gold. A beautiful feed from Jake Gensel, who's turned more provider than goal scorer this season. He's been a distributor, and he distributes the puck right onto the tape of Bo Bennett. Wastes no time and putting that just underneath the crossbar, and it's 2-2 here in Pittsburgh. Sevior with the puck now, tries to dip inside of an Oilers defenseman, unable to get it. It's James Neal, the former Penguin, with the puck. Goes over to Puljujärvi, drops it back towards the slot. Penguins unable to clear their lines. Puljujärvi with the shot, and a great save by Tristan Jarry. Neal is crushed from behind there, but he stays with the puck, lays his own huge hit, and Neal's the one to score. James Neal absolutely destroyed Mark Jankowski in the slot there, culminated in the Oilers retaking possession, and Neal, the man to finish it. His 5th goal of the season, and he pops one in the back of the net against his former club to give the Oilers a 3-2 lead. What a sequence that was. There's some huge hits on both sides of the puck, and Neal, the man to punish the Penguins eventually. Turris with the puck now. Goes backdoor. Jarry unable to find that one, but the Penguins come the other way. It's Crosby. He takes a huge hit. Kapanen picks up the loose puck, though. Shoots it on net. Great save. The Penguins are able to put it home. What a finish that was. Jake Guentzel this time, the man in the goals. We talked about how much he'd been passing the puck this season. Now he's got his 22nd goal. Kasperi Kapanen, it looks like Crosby is okay. Took a big hit there, but he's back on his feet and fine. Shakes that one off, no problem. Kapanen was able to pick up the puck lightning fast through the neutral zone, and Guentzel, the man to finish the rebound. Unfortunate for Kapanen, he's probably not going to get an assist there because it looked like possession may have changed for a quarter of a second, but the Penguins do even the scoreline up at 3-3. Oilers with the puck now. Goes to the front of the net. Jarry with an early save, but the rebound is going to be put home. It's Puljujärvi on the back door. Penguins don't pick him up. Jarry with a nice initial save, but Jesse Puljujärvi finds the back of the net for the 3rd time this season. You can see Crosby in the slot, does screen his goaltender a little bit, and maybe contributes to Jarry's inability to get over and cover that rebound or even control the rebound effort, but a very impressive finish from Puljujärvi. Barely gets across the line. And it's now 4-3 Edmonton here in Pittsburgh. Just over a minute to play for the Penguins. Crosby with the faceoff in the neutral zone, loses it. Chris Russell dispossessed of the puck. It's Kasperi Kapanen flying into the zone with speed. Goes across the face of goal, and it's Jake Guentzel. Not one-timer, but a 2-timer now. 2 goals for Guentzel. Back of the net, and the Penguins may have just forced overtime. Leveled it up 4-4 here. And he is the golden boy in the golden uniforms. A great finish from Guentzel, his 3rd point on the night, and it's 4-4 Penguins and Oilers here. Kasperi Kapanen again showing what a tour de force he is with that speed, flying into the zone, getting around the Edmonton defense and just creating so much havoc, and it leads the Penguins to tying up this game. So into overtime now, 3-3 here. Oilers with the puck. It's Tyson Barrie coming across the center ice line into the Penguin zone. Jake Guentzel pokes it away. He's got a breakaway all alone. It's a great save by Koskinen. Guentzel couldn't beat him with the wrister. Penguins hang on to the puck though. Backdoor. It's Crosby, and it's the ball game. And ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has just left the building. Sidney Crosby, the man to win it for the Penguins in overtime. Who else would you expect but the captain to take charge? Chad Ruhwedel, the man to create that one, finds the loose puck, comes in on Koskinen. Crosby steps out, opens himself up for the one-timer, and he goes bar down on Koskinen. What a wrister. Well, not bar down, but what a fantastic shot from Sidney Crosby. And the Penguins come from behind and win this one 5-4 over the Edmonton Oilers, albeit not against Connor McDavid. Jake Guentzel, 4 points, 2 goals in this one. Crosby also with 3 points. A fantastic day. Kasperi Kapanen with a really impressive performance as well. That first line that the Penguins had out there was absolutely buzzing. And Sid the Kid, the man to give them a victory. Jarry, much less of a workload in this one. Only 19 saves in the winning effort for the Penguins. They held Draisaitl off the score sheet as well, which was very, very impressive in this one. Picking up the 5-4 victory. And what a game that was. Our 9th straight victory. We beat Edmonton 5-4 in overtime. A dramatic comeback. Kasperi Kapanen flying around the ice. Crosby the winner. No McDavid to beat, but Sid showing that he's still one of the best players in the NHL. Bo Bennett, I thought, looked fantastic. It was a great game. Really enjoyable. And it's our 9th straight win as we get closer and closer to the trade deadline. I mean, I don't know what we need to do right now. We look great. We're going to sim to this Philly game here, get to the trade deadline, and see where things stand at that point. And so our next game is Calgary at home. We're going to win 2-1. Great victory there. Tenorti on waivers. We don't want him. We have the Rangers at home. Now we lose. So 10 straight wins for the Penguins and now 2 straight losses. Unfortunately, as we lose to the Devils 3-1. We've got San Jose at home. And we're just getting injuries and injuries. We'll handle those later. San Jose now. We lose 5-2. So 3-game losing streak. So a little bit of things resetting back to normal after those losses. We get a trade offer from Nashville. They want Tanev. We don't want to give him up. And so we get to the Philly game 39-18-4. And I think Letang is back and ready to play. So let's get him into the lineup and then we'll sim the Philly game and take a look around the NHL. All right, and Pens Flyers, last game before the trade deadline. Flyers have turned things around. Look at that, 29-24-8. If we look at the standings, they are not in a wild card place, but they're tied for third in the Metro Division. So they are right back in the thick of things. The Lightning currently in a wild card spot, while the Panthers are dominating right now. I like how things have kind of gone back to earth. The Red Wings struggling again, as we would have expected. All right, and so Penguins, Flyers, 39-18-4 your Penguins. The Flyers on fire, 7-2-1 their last 10, 29-24-8. If we look at the Metro standings, they are tied for third. They're not technically in a playoff spot right now because of a tiebreaker, but they're tied for the third spot in the Metro right now with the Hurricanes. What a turnaround from the Flyers. Very impressive from what we've seen from them. We know they have the talent, so it's just a matter of them putting the pieces together, which they seem to have done at this point. But let's get going here. Great, going to be starting the game here. And after the first, it's Konechny scoring on DeSmith, Sevior scoring on Brian Elliott. So 1-1 after one. Backup goalies in for both of these teams. After 2-2. Jake Gensel scores on Elliott. Giroux scores on DeSmith. So after some of the depth players score, well, Konechny's not really a depth player, but the depth player scores for us. Now the first line guys getting in on the action. So let's go ahead and sim the third period here. Pretty even game so far. 2-2. As the clock winds down, not much happening here. Not a ton of shots in the third period. Power play for the Flyers. Let's kill it off. Looks like a long power play, maybe a 5-minute or at least a double minor. Kill it off very strongly. And 4 minutes to play. Let's jump into the game. Take on the Flyers in Philly. Oh, hold on. We scored. Tanev scored on Elliott. I thought I was going to pause the game. And I didn't, and we end up scoring. Brandon Tanev beats Brian Elliott, and the Penguins win 3-2. DeSmith with a very good game. Tanev with the goal. Well, that's just how the cookie crumbles, I guess. Crosby with an assist, likely on the Gensel goal. All right, so we get a win over the Flyers to take us to the trade deadline. And so let's take a look at the stats here. Gensel, you can see currently the team leader in points. Let's look at the team stats to see how the team's performing to start off. We do have, it looks like we're tops in the Metro. Let's just do a quick of the entire league right now. We are the President's Trophy favorites, 84 points leading the league as it stands right now. Goals for per game, we lead the league right now, or lead the division right now, 3.3. Goals against, we're best in the division right there, so we can't get much better. Power play, 24.6% on the power play. Bo Bennett jumping on the power play seems to have been huge. That +3 we have right now. Penalty kill wise, what's amazing is we have a +5 and a +3 on the penalty kill, and yet we're only 80%. So that's a little bit disappointing. I hope that can improve. But when the two of them, like I said, are combined over 100%, you're doing something right. We got 2 shorties, 4. We've only given up 1 shorty, so that's good to see. Home, we are unbelievable. 21-7-3 against the in front of the home faithful at PPG Paints Arena. So very good for us right now. Now let's look at the player stats. We'll go forwards first here. Jake Gensel, 73 points right now to lead the team. Almost 50 assists in 62 games already for Gensel. It's incredible. He's just not shooting the puck. Crosby leading the team in shots, leading the team in goals. 70 points on the season for Sid the Kid. 72 for Malkin, who's been anchoring that second line. He's been just buoyed down by Zucker, who's only got 17 goals, 36 points. Russ was doing really well, 28 points in 39 games. He was on pace for about 56 points to 60 points if he would stay healthy, unfortunately. So he was having a good season. And then Malkin's kind of had a rotating cast of characters. Bo Bennett's alongside him right now. How's Bo doing? 9 points in 16 games, which is not great. We've had McCann on the second line. He's been okay. struggle for him right now. Guy that's really been solid for us, Kasperi Kapanen. He's pretty much done exactly as he's been advertised. 33 points in 62 games. It's like a 45-point pace. If we could get 45 to 50 out of him for the duration of the season, playing, partially first-line minutes, I'm pretty happy that he's plus 27. I think it's best on the team, which is fantastic. Zucker's been okay. I want more out of him goals-wise. If he could get to 25 to 30, that would be great. He's playing alongside Evgeny Malkin, but, secondary scoring, we're scoring the most in our division, but we could definitely see a little bit more secondary scoring. Some of the lower-rated guys have been fine. C. Vior, Aston Reese has been good. I'd like to see more out of McCann. I'm happy with Bluger, but otherwise we look okay. Maybe a little bit of depth would be what we need. Defensively, Letang, 38 points in 54 games. Very solid player, plus 21 right now. Matheson's plus 21 as well. He's been a revelation for us. He's playing first-line minutes right now. I have him and Marino on the first line, Letang and Dumoulin second line, just to show off that they have a really good chemistry as it stands right now. Marino's been good, 19 points in 62 games, 5 goals, plus 10. What more could you ask from the kid? So we tried to develop him. Cece's been look at this, plus 16. Every single one of our typical starting defensemen is in double-digit plus-minus. And then Ruhwedel's -3, Rico's +2. But everybody that's a starting defenseman has been unbelievable for us so far on the season. Then goaltending-wise, Jari and DeSmith, pretty comparable. Jari's had the workload, so I think that probably attributes to his goals against being a little higher. Save percentage as well as DeSmith's, pretty comparable, so I'm happy with both of those goaltenders. Jari looking fantastic for us right now. 30 wins in 50 games. DeSmith with 10 wins as well, as we look really, really solid. So it's hard to say what we need, to be perfectly honest. Maybe a depth forward, maybe even if we could get a first-line player that fits alongside of Gensel, Malkin, or fits alongside Gensel and Sid, that would let us put, Bennett on the second line or whatever. But Bennett's a +3 on the first line, as is Rust, as is McCann. So I think when Rust comes back, we may keep Bennett up, and then that gives us 3 really solid lines of attack. It's tough to say what we might want to do. So I'm just doing a little research right now. We'll kind of flick through teams that maybe have assets available. Stahl's available if we want Eric Stahl, playmaker that could maybe fit in on a 2-playmaker sniper line. We could put Malkin on the wing and have Stahl center a line potentially. I hate this. The Blackhawks did not re-sign Dylan Strome. I guess they were in a contract dispute, so he's not playing this season. And he has no years left on his deal, which means his trade value is really high. But they shouldn't be trying to trade him. They should have re-signed him, so it's a little bit annoying. He was one of the couple guys that didn't re-sign. I bet you Edmonton probably has Ethan Barron, a similar, same thing. And his trade value is so low. Oh, my goodness, that would be a player to pick up if I didn't want to cheese the system. Nugent Hopkins, 86 overall, 1 year left. Could we trade for the Nuge? Tyson Barrie, but they're two-way defenders, so I don't know how well they'd fit chemistry-wise, but there's some guys we could potentially bring in. There we go, goal scorer Cam Atkinson on the block for Columbus. I hate that contract. If we could get him to play better, maybe, but we have Gensel already. Maybe a second-line sniper, but that contract would be tough. We'd probably have to try and offload Zucker. Mike Hoffman, there you go, sniper, rental. He has really high trade value, but he could be a guy to bring in. Then some two-way forwards that we don't really need. But Mike Hoffman could be an option, although he's a chemistry nightmare. Islanders are selling right now. They got some tough contracts they're looking to offload. Kreider's deal. Jack Johnson, no, thank you. We don't want him back. San Jose also rebuilding right now. Look at all these contracts they might want to try and offload. Couture, Marlowe, we could bring him back. He did not look good for Pittsburgh last year. Vander Kane, Edward Vlasic. Nobody we want because of those contracts, but some good players. Vince Dunn, he was another RFA guy. Look how good. I would love to get Vince Dunn, but it's just cheap stealing the system. Flower is on the trade block. Imagine bringing Marc-Andre Fleury back. If we could get Vegas to retain all of his salary, and we could trade DeSmith for Fleury, what a deal would that be? I would love that. It's possible. Should we bring Fleury back? Let me know in the comments. I don't know. Maybe it's not a deal for this year because he's got 2 years left on his contract. Maybe next year, but who knows? So let me know what you guys think we should do in the comments. Do we need a player? Should we just wait for Brian Rust to get back? Or do we need to make a move at the deadline? Jimmy Rutherford, most aggressive GM in the league, would have probably made 4 trades already. We're playing like the best team in the NHL. And, I mean, we have a roster that can, I think, go very, very far. Do we need an additional piece? Let me know. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.